weekend of football. Saturday, it all starts. The Cowboys on the brink of elimination, Skip Bayless, Saturday night in Jerry's World.
Yep.
And you might have to finally let them go. Meanwhile, the Jets, who have won 3 straight, currently hold a wild card spot, but Stephen A. Steelers are breathing down their necks. Skip?
Yes.
Who wins?
Molly, Stephen A. Smith. It is not time for me to let it go. It is time for my Dallas Cowboys to let it fly. This is it. This is their time. This will be their night. Saturday night, NFL Network. I think it's 8:25. My Dallas Cowboys will win this football game. Number one, first and foremost, Dez Bryant owes Cowboy Nation and owes his teammates this game, because we all know what a nightmarish day he had at Lambeau Field last week when he turned Titletown into Drop City. Enough of that, Dez. I expect Dez Bryant to come out and play with a rage that will set a different tone for this game. Your man, Calvin Pryor, the safety for the Jets, basically called him out and said Dez Bryant no longer has the same closing speed, because we all know he's still trying to rehab from his Jones fracture. I don't care. He can still run well enough. I agree with what Todd Bowles said. He can still make plays, and he will make plays if he just catches the football. It's time, Dez Bryant, to set the tone as the leader, a man who's gotten his money. It's time to take this game over. It's time for this team to rise above Jason Garrett, who does only one thing well. That man can sure clap. He can clap. Way to go, guys. It's time for this team to quit playing to lose, because without Tony Romo, they have barely lost 8 out of their 9 losses. They barely lost. They were right there. It's time to close a deal, and they can close this deal. It's time, even again, I give you this. It looks on paper like a terrible matchup for my Cowboys. The Jets are number 1 against the run in the National Football League, number 1 against keeping runners out of the end zone, and I don't care, because my offensive line can block people. Darren McFadden has had 300-yard-plus games since week 1, which is tied for the lead in the National Football League. My Cowboys rushed for 171 yards at Green Bay, and I see more of the same against the Jets. Matt Castle has shown me some flashes against your Giants at MetLife and against the Redskins in the fourth quarter at Washington. He is capable. He's just got to let it fly. I don't care if he throws 1 pick, because that 1 pick could turn into 2 touchdown passes if he will just let it fly. It's time for this team to play angry, to make its own breaks, because we all know it's bottom of the barrel in takeaways caused, fumbles and interceptions forced. So this will be the week that they'll get some breaks, because they will make their own breaks. They will win this game 20-17 on Saturday night, and I know one man who will be watching every snap of this game, and it's that man.
I thought he changed the channel on us.
Yeah, no, he won't change this channel. He'll be right there.
Actually, Skip Bayless, I have to work a couple of NBA games. I'm not going to waste my time watching this game. The conclusion is a foregone one. Let me tell you something right now. Let me tell you.
He will.
Let me tell you.
He will.
Let me tell you what has me laughing. Let me tell you, throughout that entire ridiculous, nonsensical soliloquy, what had me laughing at the end. What had me laughing at the end? Skip Bayless, you sat up there and said, it is time for this team to play angry. You mean now that they're 4-9?
Yeah.
Well, what happened when they were 4-8? What about?
It's time.
I mean, what happened? I mean, are you kidding me?
Division's still
now
up for
it's time for them to play angry. Now it's time for them to play angry.
Yep.
Really? Now? Isn't it over? I mean, it's just unbelievable.
They're only 2
that
games
you
out
can
of
sit
first.
here with a straight face. That you can
4
sit
to
here.
go.
It's over.
Yeah,
It's over.
3 to go.
Listen, I guarantee you, if you put the Dallas Cowboys on a lie detector test, they would admit to you that they've already made their vacation plan. They already know where they're going.
I hope they're
They
watching
already know where
right
they're
now.
going
You
at the
watching
end of the
Cowboys?
start of
Did
the
you
new
hear
year.
that?
Yes, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Go
Fill
ahead.
our bulletin
Motivate
board.
him.
Please,
Motivate him.
keep talking.
You've been trying to motivate him for weeks. You've been trying to motivate him for weeks, Skip. How's that worked out for you?
I haven't said a word. I wouldn't even pick the last 2 games. I refused to even pick the score of the
Excuse me?
last games. I was playing not to lose. I'm going to play to win this time. I'm going to set the tone. I'm challenging my team to look inside themselves and say, are we men or mice? Because they've been mice for a long time.
I like that one.
Mice.
Right.
The Dallas Mice.
Well, you go ahead. Well, you go ahead and disrespect them. All you're doing is showing that you finally decided to join the
No, we
party.
haven't.
All you're doing is finally deciding to show up at the party. We
Yeah.
all know they stink.
No,
we
they
all
don't.
know they're not going anywhere.
They don't stink.
We know that you're the ringleader for the worst fan base in all of America, the most unrealistic fantasy island fans that ever existed. Honestly, sitting up in here, sitting there trying to make a case for a 4-9 team. Let me show you how pathetic you are. You shouldn't even
counting my
want
Super
them to
Bowl
make
rings.
the postseason.
1,
You shouldn't
2,
even want them to make the
3,
postseason.
4,
If the
5.
Dallas Cowboys, if
Oh,
they
wait,
could get in,
5
if
Super
they could
Bowls?
get in at 5-11, you'd
Wow.
actually be happy about that.
Huh.
You'd actually be happy
I
about
would
that.
be. I would take it right
pathetic.
now. I would.
You would. Oh, please stop wasting
Because
my
it would
time.
make you
They're not
wrong.
going anywhere. The Jets will find a way to win. The only way the Jets will lose this game is if they decide not to show up because they're taking the Dallas Cowboys for granted for being the pathetic bunch that they
Yeah.
are. That's the only reason.
Okay,
Outside of
good.
that, nobody's going to
Take 'em
waste
for
any
granted.
time.
Take 'em lightly.
You understand? Y'all steal
Ryan
headlines.
Fitzpatrick.
You steal publicity.
Yeah.
You find a way to be relevant for people to talk about y'all. Y'all are so pathetic. You don't even care what people are saying. You got a head coach that's a puppet. You
I
got
agree.
a quarterback who doesn't need to be a quarterback. You
Yes,
got a
he
running
does.
back who's in Philadelphia that should still be in Dallas.
No, we
you
don't
got
need him.
injured
We don't need
players.
him.
You got to hope and
He's a
pray
shell of
some of the
himself,
others
too.
stay off. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I just
Come on
said
now.
it. No.
All right. I'm going to leave it alone. I was going to say stay off the weed, but I'm not going to even mess with them brothers. They've had a rough enough year. I'm going to just leave it alone, okay?
Yeah.
You know, they didn't have a good Thanksgiving. They're not going to have a good Christmas. I mean, I don't know if even they deserve this. I mean, and Lord knows what their New Year's is going to
Yeah.
be like. I mean, they've
this
had
is
an
going to be so
atrocious year
delicious.
all
We are
the
going to
way
have a little
around.
meal on
We
Monday.
are?
Yeah, we're going to have a
We're
little
gonna have a cake with
celebration.
kale.
Let's move
Yeah,
on.
my Dallas Cowboys are
Let's
one
move
game
on.
out of first on Monday morning.
Wow.
Somebody's going to be sweating on the show.
I'm gonna bring
and it ain't
party
going to
hats.
be me.
I will say this. I do have something that they could do, Skip Bayless. I would personally like to extend an invite to the Dallas Cowboys to feel free to come in and sit here for me. So you two, y'all
Yeah.
all can mingle with one another
Yeah.
and lament the pathetic state of affairs. I have no problem giving my seat up to Des Bryant or any member of the Cowboys that you so desire to sit across from you, because it's the only thing that's going to make them relevant, since we are a hit show, since we got record ratings
that
and
would
all of
be a
this
good
other
idea.
stuff.
We elevate
this is
the
a reason
IQ
for
on
them
the
to
show.
be relevant.
Yeah.
This is a reason
Yeah.
for them to be relevant. Maybe if they came and sat on First Take,
Yeah.
they would actually serve a purpose. But when
Yeah.
it comes to actually playing football, we all know they don't.
Yeah.
So I don't even know
So
why.
I
Once
just-
again,
here's
you
my
found
last
a real
question to
place
you.
Stop it.
You are
Stop it.
guaranteeing
What?
a win
What?
by. Wait a second. You got to explain this to me. You're guaranteeing a win by Ryan Fitzpatrick. Do you realize on throws of 20 plus down the field, he's completing 18.6% of his passes, second only in bad to Mariota, who's 17% of those throws? Are you kidding me? And you're booking it against my defense that he's going to have a big day? By the way, I haven't gotten your score. So what is it, like 45-7? Is that what you're doing? Ryan Fitzpatrick,
I don't know.
45, Cowboys
Skip,
7.
I told you. I
that
have
what we're
no
doing?
intention of watching the game. I'm not interested. If you want me to throw out a score, I'll do it for you. It don't matter. I
want
don't
you to
care if it's
throw
3
up
to
the
2.
score. That's
It
what I
doesn't
want.
matter to me.
gosh.
It doesn't
Go
matter
ahead.
to me.
Throw
They're
it
a
out.
waste of time.
Yeah.
They're a waste of time.
Yeah.
John Legend said it best.
No.
Please.
No, Stephen
Let
A.
it go.
Did you hear
It's
the remix?
over.
It's Let It Fly. Skip as
Let
a
It
remix
Fly.
now. John Legend needs to redo it.
Let
It's
it
Let It
fly.
Fly.
Give me a score. Come on, do it. I want to put your money where your mouth is. Put it in the 40s.
It
Go
doesn't
ahead.
matter. It doesn't
Yes,
matter.
it does. You're
doesn't
afraid
matter
to
what the
pick a score
is.
because you know it's going to be closer than your score.
Skip 27, 20 something. Who cares? I don't know. I don't
You don't
care. It's so irrelevant. They're so irrelevant.
They're
Skip,
mice.
I don't care if it's 3 to 2.
No, well, they have
They
been
will
mice.
find
They're
a
gonna turn
way
back
to
into men.
lose. They will find a way to lose because that's who they are.
Yeah.
That's who they are.
Cowboys, did you hear that? Stephen A. Smith called you mice. That's what he said you were. Mice. Not men, mice.
Ryan Fitzpatrick can clinch his first winning season with a win, everyone.
But it's not like it's not applicable.
See, I got you to say it.
I mean, what are you talking about?
There we go.
Yeah, when the cat's away, the mice will play.
Yeah, that's right.
Tony Romo's the cat.
Yeah.
All right, up next,
They
drama.
need a new coach, they need a GM, they need a new president, and they need a new fan base. The only thing the Dallas Cowboys don't need are new cheerleaders.
LeBron crushes Jason Day, the second best golfer on the tour's wife, and crushes the Thunder. We'll break that down next. LeBron, KD, Westbrook, etc.